Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the VainGlorious podcast. I'm your host, Chris R., and I was planning on doing a partial review of WWE Battleground, and the reason I say partial is because I couldn't be bothered to watch the entire show. I'm getting fed up with WWE at the moment, but I couldn't get the video out as soon as I wanted to, and I don't have the motivation to because so many people have already got the jump on it, but I will put out my pre-recorded review of the Punjabi prison match between Randy Orton and Jinder Mahal, because I do think I might have something of value to say there, so here it is. The WWE took a match that pretty much everyone doubted could be good, and made a match that I truly enjoyed. I thought this match was fun and entertaining, and it was awesome. Like, when it was on the inside of the ring, it wasn't that good. It was average, and I thought the entire match was going to be like that. But when they got to the outside of the initial cage, the match got increasingly better. It got gripping, I was engaged, and I loved it. Some of the spots included the Singh brothers coming out of nowhere. I assume under the ring, because I didn't see them until they were out, so I assume they came from under the ring, and they pulled Jinder Mahal out of the fourth door and tried to help him up to the top of the second structure. Randy Orton climbed from the inside of the ring up the first structure to the outside of it, and then made his way across to the second one, just kind of stretched his leg out and his arm out and grabbed on, and him and Jinder fought. I thought back to SmackDown when Jinder said something about hitting Randy Orton with a coloss from the top of the cage, and I knew that he wasn't going to do it because it was too high up and it was on the outside of the ring, but I was hoping that he was going to do it, and I was hoping for that spot throughout the entire match, and I think something was possibly lost by them not doing that, not even doing it on the inside of the ring. But the match was great. There was, some kendo sticks involved. That was nice. Randy got some chair shots in. Now, the Singh brothers did very well with their spots. One of them, I believe his name was Samir, actually made his way out of the cage without climbing it. He was skinny enough to just go through one of the openings in the cage and climbed up and held Randy Orton in like a front face lock so that he couldn't get out. But Randy Orton ended up, hitting him with some right hands, and eventually Samir fell off of the cage and through the announcer's table. And I screamed a bit when that happened. Like, I definitely just marked for that. I was like, because it was an awesome moment. Another good spot. Well, not spot, but just a moment that definitely is probably going to be on a lot of people's minds. It's going to be in the titles of videos. It's going to be in the thumbnails of videos. Might even be in the thumbnail of my video that I'm making right now. The Great Khali returned. Jinder Mahal's music hit when Randy Orton was climbing the cage. And you had to suspect there was going to be the Great Khali. You had to. And they kept the camera on Randy Orton's face. And then the crowd started to erupt, which was another sign that it was the Great Khali, because he hasn't been around for a while. And then they showed the stage, and sure enough, the Great Khali was there. He walks down. Randy Orton is pretty much out of the cage. He's about to win. The Great Khali starts shaking it. Once, he grabbed it, and I thought he was potentially about to, pull down the side of the cage, but instead he grabbed it and started shaking it, and Randy Orton sold that to an incredible extent and just flew back into the cage, and he managed to hold on, but the Great Khali climbed up, wrapped his hand around his throat, and choked him. and just kept choking him. Then Jinder Mahal climbed up the cage. He kind of stood there for a bit next to Randy Orton. And then I hoped again that he was going to hit a Colossus off the cage, but he didn't. And he kept going. Great Khali kept choking Randy Orton until Jinder Mahal climbed to the outside of the cage and won the match. And then Great Khali let Randy Orton go, and Randy Orton fell down and just dropped. He was passed out, perhaps. And Jinder Mahal retained the WWE Championship. And I think my opinion on Jinder Mahal may have changed now, because Jinder Mahal looked like a champion in this match to me. He looked great. He looked fantastic. From this match, I feel like I buy him as a champion. I thought that, for a while I thought that Jinder Mahal winning the WWE Championship was the worst decision they'd made in years, but tonight he looked like a champion that I could buy into, that I could invest in, and that is awesome. I don't know about anyone else, but that is awesome for me, and that wrapped up the show. And it was a great way to wrap up the show. It was a fantastic main event, in my opinion. It was a good Punjabi prison match. Ladies and gentlemen, that was my review of Randy Orton versus Jinder Mahal in a Punjabi prison match. Now I'm going to go watch other people review WWE Battleground and see if my opinion is as odd as I think it might be. Until next time, remember to hit the red subscribe button for more of the VainGlorious podcast, and I will see you in the next video.